Today we're going to discuss basically Generac's overall view of Generac's portfolio of products. Most people think of us as home standby units for the home, which is what's pictured right now, but we do offer some additional products. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about how to kind of sell some of this product line as well. So we have a short amount of time, but I'll try to cover as much as I can. At the end, there's additional questions, and we'll kick it off here. So first and foremost, we'll go through a product and program overview. Picture you see on the screen right now is actually our headquarters out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. Most of our facilities are based out of Waukesha or in and around that area. So we have 5 locations up there with a new office that we just purchased last year out of Pewaukee, again in Wisconsin. So that's where we're kind of hubbed and home based out of. So we'll talk about what the Generac State of the Union and updates look like, kind of how some things have changed in business and the course of life, and what Generac means to everyone. So no surprise, over the last few years, it's been a little bit of a crazy ride. We've had some things change in our lives, and here are a few of them that have kind of affected our business here at Generac. A lot of people have taken home as a sanctuary as a motto or a lifestyle. More and more people are working from home, learning from home, shopping from home than ever before. You see more jobs posted that you can work completely remote and never leave your home. So with that, obviously the demand for power and stable power at all times is important. There's no better way to do that than by having a home standby generator. In the event of a power outage, you'd be able to continue to work and not lose any time or any time out of your workday. Obviously, we've had some I wouldn't say necessarily global warming, but definitely have had some unique weather patterns for sure, from hot and to cold. Texas has experienced some crazy cold weather over the last couple of years that they weren't prepared for, which led to some massive outages. And then of course we also have the evolution of the grid, and how are we moving forward? More and more electrification of everything, including EV adoption, electrical cars. We're all aware of that. I think there's every manufacturer out there right now offers some sort of fully electric vehicle. So how is the EV or electrical vehicle charging at the home level going to affect the infrastructure of our grid system? All of these are definitely attributing to why you should have a backup plan in the event of an outage. So this is something that you should communicate to all of your customers when you talk about Generac, and how you could sell them an option to alleviate some of these worries. I mentioned earlier we were primarily out of Wisconsin, but in 2021 or 2022, we actually put our first facility in Trenton, South Carolina. So that's the first one. That's what it's allowed us to catch up from some of the backlog that we had for just like many manufacturing facilities during the pandemic. We actually built the new plant in Trenton, South Carolina, and we're able to increase our business. So as I mentioned earlier, we're hubbed out of Wisconsin. We have 5 locations there, but we now do have 1 location in Trenton, South Carolina. Let's talk about our product line and the direction of where Generac is going, where it is and where it's going, and how you can sell different options to your customers. So the slide that's on the screen right now is going to kind of take you loosely through a lot of the products that we currently offer, and the slides after this will kind of show you a little bit more of where we're at now and where we're actually going. So as I mentioned earlier, our air-cooled home standby generators is probably what people think of us most often for. So we have that. We also have our liquid-cooled, which would be considered a home standby or a light commercial unit. We go from 22 kW on the liquid cooled side of things, all the way up to 150 kW. So it can handle a fairly significant amount of load there. We also have our power cell battery storage system and energy monitoring and management system. This is definitely a focus for us moving forward, trying to keep up with some of the trends and directions of where everything's moving to. We do offer a full line of industrial switches and commercial and industrial generators that falls through a different umbrella of channel, but we do play in that market as well. Other capabilities that are in this channel offer the portable generators. We do offer full line. You'll see these Chore products in the middle here. We own two different Chore companies, DR Equipment, which is the red units that you'll see to the right. And then the green zero turn item there is a completely electric commercial line of zero turn mowers called Mean Green. Next, we have our full line of mobile products, and we'll take a closer look at all of these a little bit later. But we have mobile light towers as well as mobile generators. So where are we going? This is kind of where we're going. We're going into an integration plan of an entire home ecosystem. So this is going to be more on the residential side. So we're going to be offering a multitude of different products above and beyond what our home standby generators are. So that's not going away, but now we're building upon that with, our power cell management system with compete with the likes of Tesla and some other companies out there. So we have a complete power cell, solar, battery storage system. We have all the components to go along with that, including power monitors and some microinverters, things like that. We do not currently sell the panels, the solar panels, but everything else we do. With that, we're also going to be expanding by the end of the year into the EV charging market. So we will have a Generac branded EV charger. It was launched at our conference earlier this year, and that should be available to both distribution and consumers by the end of this year. Also, we have, you'll see in the middle here, which we'll talk about on a later slide, there is a thermostat, a wireless thermostat or a smart thermostat company called Ecobee. Ecobee was acquired and purchased by Generac, probably going about 2 years now. So we have that on board, and that is actually going to end up becoming more and more tied into this as a mainframe. So this will be something that will be able to communicate amongst all different aspects, from the home standby generator to the power cell battery storage system and everything in between. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Some of the new items we have out there, we have portable units from 2500 kW all the way up to 17.5 kW in portable and inverter form. We do have some select sizes in diesel portables, and new we brought it back. We have a dual fuel portable generator that's available, just launched about a month or two ago. And then also we have our GB1000 and GB2000, which is a completely battery powered option. So you would have to recharge this from either a inverter or utility power, but this is going to be a completely on the go battery pack for you. So that's new from us as well. Getting a much broader view, or a little bit more, going from the broader view down into a little bit more of a detailed look. This is all of our mobile products. So this is something that we don't often get thought of about, but we do have a full line of offering for mobile generators, as well as mobile light towers, heaters, and pumps. So if you have an opportunity and you're didn't think of us in the past, feel free, reach out to Shadler, and we'll be happy to get you some quotes for any and all of these type of products. Our air-cooled lineup. So this is kind of our air-cooled lineup from start to finish. We start off with our 7.5 kW power pack, which is something you may or may not have seen on some of our infomercials. And then our true air-cooled standby lineup starts at 10 kW and goes up to 26. So we got a 10, a 14, a 15, which is our EcoGen. That's an off-grid application. 18, a 20 kW, which is our gap filler of a three-phased, largest air-cooled three-phase generator on the market. And then we got our 22, 24, and most recently our 26 kW option. So that's the largest air-cooled unit that we offer. All of our air-cooled units do come plumbed and ready to go as natural gas, but are very easily field convertible to liquid propane. So it's very easy for you to kind of change that over. All of them come in the same size enclosure, have a 5-year limited warranty, and Wi-Fi connectability. As I mentioned earlier, we do the liquid-cooled standby generators, and under this channel, we offer 22 kW all the way up to 150 kW. That'll be in single and three-phase. Anytime you need that, you need to specify, whether it's single or three-phase. You got to provide the voltage and also what type of field type is going to be required. So all of that will need to be provided at the time of quote. We offer a full line of residential and commercial automatic transfer switch options. So standard is going to be anywhere between 100 and 400 in our service rated. And then in non-service rated, we do have from 100 all the way up to 800 amp non-service rated. NEMA 1 and NEMA 3R are available. And we're working on the lower picture here. We have it available. We called it the California switch at first, but it's going to be a meter or automatic transfer switch meter combo. We just are waiting for approval through all of the individual utilities across the country. So we're working on that on a daily basis. As far as industrial transfer switches, we do offer our HX series. So that can go from 100 all the way up to 1,000 amp right now. And that's going to be climbing, I think, up to 1,400 shortly. So if you have any industrial applications, there's an example of some of the industrial applications that are listed below. We do have an industrial switch that will compete with anybody else in the market. We do offer a surge protector device, or protective device, 7409. So this is going to be a change for air-cooled units coming up into, I think, the 2020 code. All will be requiring to have some sort of surge protection device onto an automatic transfer switch. So we do offer our 7409, NEMA 4X rated. It's got a 50 KA surge current capacity. And this will be for whole home or whole house surge protection. Again, this will be required per NEC. I believe it's the 2020. If not, it's definitely the 2023. There's a lot of changes kind of that will be coming up with that. So keep that in mind that this will be kind of an add-on, but also a required add-on sale as we move forward. One of the questions I get very often is, especially when you're quoting a job, you want to make sure that you quote everything that you need to, besides for your labor, all the correct components so that there's no surprises. So this slide here will kind of walk you through. Obviously, you're going to need the generator is going to be required. You're going to need a transfer switch, whether you're doing a whole home, say a 200 amp automatic transfer switch, or if you're doing a select circuit, whichever transfer switch would be required. Then obviously you're going to need some tray cable or whatever other type of, if you choose to use a different type of wire, and pull the control wire separately. You can use that as well. So you'll need wire. You're going to need to have the unit plumbed with approved gas pipe. That needs to be taken care of. That needs to be included in the quote as well. If you're using a propane, obviously that would be an application where the customer will also need some sort of tank and or secondary regulator. If you're not doing the fuel portion of that directly and you're using a subcontractor in the propane business to do that, that'd be a conversation that you should have with them, and just make sure that that's included when quoting your customer. And then finally, another thing is none of the units come standard with a battery, but a battery is required for all applications, and it is a 26R wet style battery. I believe Shaler does stock those, so that shouldn't be an issue. Then additional add-ons that could be required are composite generator pad that you could put down instead of pouring a concrete or using gravel, like a pea gravel or stone. Our SMM or smart management modules for load shedding. Extended warranties can be sold, so we have a extended 5-year, 7, and a 10-year option there. Maintenance kits, this is something more for future use. All of our units do need to be maintained, so that is something that you need to keep in consideration, that you communicate to your customer, that it is not a set it and forget it type product. It does need to be maintained, and the maintenance records do need to be kept in order to maintain the unit's warranty. We also offer some cold weather kits or components. So we have a breather cap heater, we have a battery heater, and we have an oil filter heater as well. So they're the 3 components that we offer for cold weather. We have an LP or liquid propane tank monitor. That is a company that we actually purchased called Tank Utility. So it has an app, and you can go ahead and monitor. Fascia kits, so the skirting that goes around the bottom of a generator, used to be included in the generators, are now no longer included, with the exception of on our 26 kW. So if you get a unit that does not have a fascia kit, that means it was produced after April of 2022, and the fascia kit would be an add-on product at that point. And then finally, I mentioned it on the previous slide, would be our surge protection device. This is just a quick snapshot. This is our Generac power cell or battery storage system. So this is each one of these taller battery cabinets offer 3 or a total of 6 battery banks at a rating of 3 kW per battery. So max for each one of these cabinets would be an 18 kW rating per cabinet, and then all the additional equipment that kind of goes along with that. So if you have any further questions on that, we can definitely take that and into a deeper dive. It's a little bit more complicated, so we can talk about that. As I mentioned, this is kind of where we're headed. ecobee smart thermostats. As you can see, we offer 3 different options on that. And then this is the picture all the way to the right, is going to be where you're going to start to see a lot more information. So this is going to be able to be almost your mainframe or display screen for all of your functionalities that's going on with your generator. Will also be tied right into your thermostat, and it'll act as a screen to give you communications and make it a little bit more user friendly. And then finally, we have some contractor programs. So we have a couple different things there. For Power for Profits training, installation training, which is a pay class. And then we also offer our 2-day air-cooled service class, which is also a pay class. What is coming up, if you want more information, because this was a very quick overview and we wanted to kind of get as much into it as we could. We have a virtual Generac's Power for Profits training coming up on August 29th. It'll be between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. A flyer for this will be sent out by Shadler, probably right after this meeting or later on this week. I'm not quite sure when. So from everything from site prep, sizing, which is very, very important, sizing the generator to the home, making sure that you're sizing the correct size generator. And that way you can make sure that you win every bid that you go onto or every quote job site you go onto. So that is a lot more in depth, which we take you everything from sizing to gas pipeline sizing to smart management modules and how they work. So if you're interested in that, be on the lookout for that flyer. We have a PowerPro Resources site for our line contractors, which will also help. These are all items that if you so choose to sign up for, you can. Includes quote builder, generator sizer, trainings. So I'll help you sign up for those, marketing tools, and access to all of our manuals and spec sheets. We also offer our Power Perks. This is available for anybody that purchases generators through distribution. There is an app that you can go ahead and register for. And basically what happens is that every generator that you install, you can go ahead and register on Power Perks, and it will earn you points. So all those points will then be able to be redeemed for anything from an iPad to a lawnmower to a new set of golf clubs. So yeah, nice little add-on to all of your sales. So you can accumulate points, use it for Christmas presents, use it for your secretary, whatever it is that you want to use these points to buy gifts for, you're more than welcome to do. All right, so last slide that I have before we get to the end here is my contact information. I mentioned at the beginning, my name's Ron Milazzo. I'm the Regional Development Manager for Generac. My territory is Pennsylvania and West Virginia. My email and cell phone are on the screen now. The inside sales for us, which you wouldn't pertain unless you work for Shadler, would be Nathan Obert. But if you have any general questions, I'd be your person to kind of walk you through everything. I do reside in Northeast Pennsylvania, so for most of you guys, I'm probably not too far away. With that being said, I'll get to the last slide. I don't see any questions in the chat box, but I'm open to any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Ron. Yeah, I was just going to say, if anyone does have any questions, please go ahead. We still have a few minutes left. Post them now. Otherwise, you can also email us at info@sydist.com. And thank you all for attending. I'll hang on for a minute just to make sure. Oh, I think someone might be posting something now, Ron.
Sounds good. So the question is are all the air-cooled above the three-phase called out as also out as three-phase? All of the air-cooled units, with the exception of one, are all single-phase. I think that may be what you're mentioning. We do offer one 20 kW unit in the Aircool that is three-phase. Aside from that, the only other three-phase units that would be available would have to be liquid cooled. I'm sorry. So I think that's okay. Yeah, that's what you're asking. So yeah, we have a air-cooled unit in a 20 kW that is three-phase. But above that, if you need a three-phase unit, then you would have to kick it over into our liquid-cooled systems or options. I'm sorry. So yes. Sorry if that was confusing earlier. I apologize.
No, I think we're good. Like I said, you can always reach out to us. Reach out to Ron, if you have any questions, like he had his information on the slide, or your sales rep, or just email us at info@sydist.com. Thank you guys for attending.
Thank you.